I know Bobby and I too from the different locations that they did live. And anyways, did you want me to start off? Or do you want to start off? Do you want to wait, because Pat was his significant other, so I don't know if you want me to.
I just wanted to thank Kathy and Teresa for bringing the flag for me.
Oh, thank
Are you
you.
the ones that did that?
Thank you.
Kathy does the funeral honors over on the East Coast. She's an Army officer.
Well, thank you, we
Yeah,
should have had you meet those two gentlemen.
The coordinator called me like 2 days ago.
Well, anyways, thank you all, my gosh, I can't believe, what a nice, this is,
Very professional.
it's creepy, but it's for Ray now, right?
That
You
was
see
a
all
very
these
good
pictures right
tribute.
here of looking him, Ray's had quite a life though.
It's lucky to have
Him and
you.
Bobby and the 5 kids all had a good life, but
Honest.
anyways, Ray arrived in this world on January 3rd, 1945 in Amesbury, Massachusetts. He was the 4th child out of 5 children for the Michauds. He had an older sister, and then Bob was the next oldest brother, then Roger, then Raymond, and then Danny. So Danny was the one, there's Ray up there in the picture, look at those pictures up there. But anyways, Ray was the one we seemed to be the closest with all throughout our lives. Seeing that Bob was the oldest, he's all even know he followed a lot of Bob. Bob was really like his mentor, so he kind of followed along with the things that we did, and he followed us everywhere we went. But anyways, Ray had the usual childhood, broken bones. He got hit by a car when he was young and was almost like in a full body cast, and he but survived that and other incidences that we all have, riding bicycles and injuries that we all do have as we go along. But anyways, Ray, I'm trying to think. When he born in Amesbury, thinks his mother was expecting her 5th child, and things were not going well in the marriage and things. So her sister came and took her to Nashua, New Hampshire, where she had Danny, the 5th one, and from there the 5 children grew up with their aunt and uncle helping them a lot, and their mother, which I don't know, do you ever meet some of you met the mother, Loris? Yeah. Betty knew Irene. Betty, you knew Irene, his mother, and then who else knew the mother? But anyways, she did an excellent job for them. Look at the kids, look how Ray was. All of you that know Ray and Bob and Danny. Danny lived in the park also for quite a while. So anyways, where do you see? So on the way, when she was expecting that 5th one, she went during the day when the husband was at work, and on the way, she took just what she could in the place in Amesbury, and on the way, Janine, her oldest one, stayed with her, but Bob and his brother Roger had to go to an orphanage for 5 or 6 or 7 months till she could get on her feet after she had the baby. And from there, then when she got her 5 children together, you wouldn't have believed it. That woman brought the 5 nicest kids up you could ever think of. And I mean, all of them, polite boys, the sister. It's too bad. And right now, this is Bob's last brother, because Roger had died 5 years ago, and Danny about 3 years ago, and then Ray just died May 28th. In fact, it was on my son Jeffrey's birthday that he passed. But it's a big void in our
Well,
heart.
his older sister's still alive.
Oh, the older sister's still alive, but she's fell down a few times, so she's in a complete nursing home now because she's also getting some dementia. So the poor thing, but they were here last February or March last year. Her son brought her down, so the 3 survivors got to be with each other, and that was awesome. And as the years went by, Bob and I, well, like I said, so I knew Ray. I was 14 and Ray was 11 when we met him, and so he's been like my brother. Bruce, like I had my brother Bruce and Brad, he was also part of our family because that was young. So when we went to, my brother will tell you, when we went to places and the drive and everything, we had a station wagon and we took everybody with us, all the kids on both sides, and Bobby and I did everything. And I just wish Bobby could have been doing this because he does wonderful things. He's did all the family sayings, but I asked him today and he doesn't really remember too much of them. Do you remember anything about your brother, honey?
Yeah, he was my brother.
He was your brother, and you loved him,
Yes,
You
I
did.
really did.
and he looked up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is how life goes, but anyways, it's wonderful. So anyways, he was a very shy young fellow. I don't know if he was later years, but if you knew him as a little, because he wasn't the tallest one, so he was a little shy on the side, but you know, and the boys couldn't really get involved with sports or anything because of, they needed different jobs and stuff to help the mom. But anyways, he loved, but for one thing, in his class play, they had the play was called The Skin of Our Teeth, and he just thought for the heck of it to try out. And would you know he got a part in that play? A little shy Ray was in the play. It was really awesome. He did a good job too. Anyways, when we got older, Bobby went in the service, and no, that wasn't the service. Yeah, it was the service because I wasn't married then. But when Bobby was away, Ray and I did a lot of bowling together. We would do fishing. We did cards. If you know Ray Michaud, did he have the card games and poker games and everything there is to go with it? And then when Bobby and I started the snowbirds to Florida, he, heard about us. We kept raving about Dunedin. We kept telling him this and that. So he took a trip down here, and by then he was still working one more year. And then Rose had a couple more years to go till she retired. But he came down. He said, and he bought a place. There was a place open. He bought the place in the park, and
Yeah.
down Ray came. Yeah, and after Rose retired, Florida was their permanent home till she passed.
And whose home was it before Ray bought it?
Oh, no, the second home, he bought Nanda's
One
home.
in here, yeah.
Yeah, but the first one the first was another number,
Oh, I'm sorry.
because Danny bought the
Get
other one.
confused.
Danny bought the other one. So anyways, in the meantime, then we had 3 Michauds living here. But anyways, while we were here in the park, he was here, and Ray was known for his football, what do you call them, football?
Pools.
Super Bowls, thank you
Bowl
so much.
pools.
Super Bowl pools, and he really
Where's?
went into that like you wouldn't believe. In fact, there's a lot of football stuff. Hi, Ray. Anyways, Bob and I moved to Maryland for a short time. Ray was still in school. In fact, he was born in 1963. He graduated in 1963, and Bobby and I got married in February of '63. So Bobby had gone to Maryland for dry cleaning college. Just to, he was working for his aunt and uncle that owned a dry cleaning. But as time went on, at the school, they offered him at 21 years old a big job for sweater and lathe. So my husband had worked all his life really in dry cleaning. But so when we moved away, oops, somebody's coming, I don't know. So anyways, hello, come on in. It's all right, come on in. Do you recognize somebody that you're here with? Hi, come on in. Yeah, there's another, she needs a chair, there's another chair there too.
Is Maury with you?
Okay, yeah, have a seat here, honey. So anyways, Bobby and I ended up moving to Maryland, and the Michaud family was home in New Hampshire. So anyways, we lived there for a while, and Ray was, in the meantime, had gone in the service, and one of his positions was he had to go to Korea. But he did his time that he had to in the service, and when he came back, he went back to Maryland, where his mother was, and lived with his mom. And that's where he met Rose. They met at bowling, because Ray was also an avid bowler. So and then in the meantime, my husband had another offer to come back to New Hampshire. My mother coaxed him into this to come back to New Hampshire, so he got another job with dry cleaning in Massachusetts. So that was that. So anyways, as time went on, Ray ended up from Maryland, moved to Colorado, because then the family transferred to Colorado because Danny, the youngest, was an avid hiker. Come on in. You okay? And he was an avid hiker.
He may need help. He may need help.
Thank you for coming. You wanna sit on that, honey? Oh. You okay?
Yeah.
You need some water or anything? No. So anyways, you know, it's hard to remember everything. So anyways, he got out of the service, moved back to the Maryland, as I said, and he met Rose, and from there, they had a wonderful life till Danny was a mailman, and he ended up loved hiking and stuff, so he moved to Colorado, and the rest of the Michauds all followed him there, including Ray and Rose. So they had jobs while they were working in Colorado, and one of his jobs went away, and so he decided him and Rose were gonna end up opening a video store when they were popular. They were the popular, when they rented out videos, but as time went on, they were just such a little business that it didn't go well, because then Blockbusters came, the stores were doing them, so that went away. So he called us one day and he said, we're in a pickle here. Well, Brenda and Bob said, forget it, come down here and you can live with us for a whole year, and by then we'll take care of you for the year and you can stay with us, and that they did. But in the meantime, Bobby had a job for Ray when he came to New Hampshire, and for Rosie, she wasn't familiar, she did babysitting and stuff mostly, but for her, she was also, could do housekeeping. So we found, I think Scott, the other one that helped me, found a job that she didn't understand what it meant in the paper, but it was for housekeeping in a hospital. And she did that for over 10 years and got a pension. Ray never got a pension, but here she got a pension, and she did 10 years. So that was, and while in New Hampshire, we did a lot of camping, traveling, and we had campers in the park here that went with us camping. Where's Jan? Oh, yeah, Jan and Loris and Russ were part of that camping trip. Remember that, guys? And we had a wonderful time with him, and he came to all my family parties, because by then his family was in Colorado, but we were close to the both families. So we always had, he came for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, everything there was, him and Rosie. And you know, if any of you remember Rosie, do you remember that smile and that laugh? Oh my gosh. So, you know, she was so happy, but she thought she was gonna live with us forever, and I said, it only was for a year. So we found, on the way, we found them a house back in Nashua. They bought that, and some of you people, when we used to have our outings in New Hampshire, when we lived in Florida, we used to have outings back in New England. We had, Mikey was here, she had her parties that she invited the group from here that were New Englanders. So Ray had one at his house. So anyways, after Rose retired, down here they came, and that's the story from there. So now, what happened was, they lived in the park for quite a while, and being in the park, he loved bowling, and he also loved shuffleboard. Oh my gosh, he got many trophies with the shuffleboard. He really had a heck of a time with the shuffleboard. And he did camping still. When he came here, he did a lot of camping, and that was a lot of fun. But before Russ and Laura, you have to go yet, honey? Because I have to have, Russ doesn't remember this, but I have to have one story. When they were moving to Florida, they were in our car. No, they were in their car, and Russ will tell you the story, because he was with Bobby when it happened.
Let's see what I can remember here. We were on 84, weren't we?
Were you in Connecticut then?
In Connecticut.
So anyways,
When
We were in your box and you called.
well, they were.
yeah,
They
we were
were
visiting
there.
you though. Yeah, we were visiting with.
And so we got a call from Ray that he had broken down on 84 in Connecticut. And so we picked up and took off and see what we could do to help.
And
Bobby and I did.
And then we gave him another little Jeep type
The
car
Ford.
to take, what was it?
Ford.
Ford.
Scott drove it for a while after.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, and so Bob drove one car and he drove his car to bring it to him, right?
Yeah, to bring him the car, and so the other car was dead. So they had all their stuff in the car and you transferred all into.
In a trailer.
Yeah. So it was a lot of stuff, so we managed to get it all in whatever vehicles we could, and I don't remember what happened with the car, I think.
No, he gave it to some garage just to do
Yeah.
whatever they could, because it didn't work.
Nope, it was dead. So that was a interesting time down there, and got through it. It's the type of thing you know, like when we went to Maine that time and we broke down.
With these two.
But, you know.
3
this-
cars to get to me.
Everybody knows this stuff happens.
Oh, God, you know. So anyways, as you can tell, my life with Ray and Rose and Ray, him and I and Bob, Rose wasn't really a game player, but so Bob and I and Rose played many, Ray, Bobby and I played many card games, very competitive we were, very competitive. But anyways, that was the story. So is when Rose had, then they moved to Palm Harbor, and there, at that table in the back is where Ray met some of the nicest neighbors. It's Peg and Ed, John and Maureen, and Carol. And Carol, I just found out that she lost her lover the next month after Ray last year. I was so sorry to hear that. Then Ray, so anyways, after Rose had passed, Ray was looking for somebody, and, he'd come to our parties, came to our functions, and then he came into Janet Press that lived in the park. And so for a while, those two were an item, and they had fun. She loved to cook, she loved to play games also, and he took her camping in a few places that she had never been before. And but then she had to go to Indiana for something, and when she was there, it was during COVID, and she passed away from the COVID. So he came back, he decided to buy her place, little place, and came back to Dunedin Palms. And here, he, went along for a little while, and then he went on this website, and there he found another lady, Patricia, and she, oh my God, what a team. I mean, you never know how things are gonna work in life, and she's gonna tell you her story from there, but that's what I think I can remember now. We'll get I wanna get people to talk after, but Patricia, it's your turn to talk about your honey.
I'm a little slow today because I fell.
Just broke her
She
arm.
just broke her arm.
I broke my arm and kind of hurt my lower back, and so I'm having time getting up and down. But yeah, I met Ray online, and when I went online and I seen Ray's profile there was not a picture of him, just a shadow, because he wasn't on that site at that time, but it said that he enjoyed camping and playing card games and board games and
Dancing, your favorite dancing.
oh, he really didn't dance
Yeah.
unless he had a couple beers in him. That was about the only way I could get him to dance, but he wasn't really a dancer. But, so he seen me because I had tried to contact him on the website, on the dating website. And so he had to rejoin to answer me. And so he always told me, gee, I had to pay to be able to meet you. And then we communicated on the website a little bit, and then we exchanged emails and stuff, and he had on the website, if anybody lived 20 miles away, he would not date them. I was kind of right on the line. I was 17 miles away, so I was okay. And first we met, we just had lunch together, and when I saw him, I thought, oh geez, what a cute, funny little guy. And he was so sweet. He was so sweet. And so then our very first date after our meeting, we met at Wall Springs, because I know they had a lot of walking paths. And I thought, okay, if he can walk good, he's in good health and he can walk good, that this would be a good match. And, so boy, he could walk good. We walked all over the place, and it was a lot of fun. We had a picnic there, and it was good. Positive person I ever met. He was just positive, always happy, he was just great. And he taught me how to play cards. And the card game was a little complicated.
And so he was teaching me, and we played. I never won for a long time. And I said, I'm never gonna learn this game of samba. I said, you always win. He says, my mother taught me, you play to win. So, and he did. He played to win. I learned the game. I started winning. and when I started winning more than him, I said, you're right, you play to win. But we just traveled together. We had some long travel trips, some few day travel trips. We went out west, made a big loop out west and back, and we went to Colorado where he used to live, and we went up the East Coast, and he was just a good match for me. We were good partners, and I loved him very much.
He was, and when they got together, Ray was a heck of a cook. Bob never learned that trick, I'll tell you right now. That's what I found. Wasn't he, you two cooked a lot together?
Oh, yeah, he liked to cook. He liked to
What was
cook.
his favorite thing to cook?
He makes soup. He loved to make soup. We had a lot of different soups. We'd freeze them, and
We enjoyed them,
but
too.
we have
What about
family
like
over, have
banana
soup.
bread?
Banana bread.
Oh, bread's
Yeah.
amazing.
My
That's
favorite
secret
was the
recipe.
eclair cake. He made
Oh.
a terrific eclair cake. But yeah, he liked to cook, which was great. I said, you cook, I'll clean. Because I wasn't crazy about cooking. But
Somebody's phone's on.
I knew I knew I loved him, and he told me I love you very much. So, and that's my story.
And that poor girl back there, Carol, she just lost
Lost hers,
the month
yeah.
after Ray, so, But anyways, right now,
I lost my brother 1 week
before Ray.
before Ray.
That's right, too.
Yeah.
And that's the sister-in-law right there, too, their sister-in-law over there. You okay, sweetheart?
Yeah.
So now, I'm just trying to remember, well, yeah, we had many a good times with these people, everything, we had a ball, and it's still so hard for, but anyways, first, we're gonna get some people here from Dunedin Farms. Does anybody wanna give a story about Ray from Dunedin, that remembers anything about Ray?
I wanna say a quick thing.
Oh, Ray, Scott wants to say a quick thing.
Yeah, I've known Ray a long time, of course. They're relatives, but for a lot of our life, he was like a friend to me. So he was not only just my uncle, he was a friend. Because everything my mother said, Pat said about games and camping and stuff. I mean, I even went out to his place, I think I was 14.
Yeah, you went to Colorado?
And I went for the whole summer, like 3 months. And
Tell them about the story with the wood.
I know, Ray had me working like a dog to get wood for the fire at his house, the wood stove. But no, we did everything you guys all talked about, everything he did. And when he got here, of course, we became even closer. And especially when he lived up the road, I could visit him all the time, but then Pat took him away.
Yeah, was it
But that's
wonderful?
okay, he loved camping, and you guys, I don't know if you had mentioned that you went in the camper a lot on your trips.
Oh, yeah, we took his camper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You went to see all the different places that you
Yeah.
normally wouldn't see.
right.
But, and also, Pat, I'm very blessed that you had them give me the honor flag. It means a lot, and I
Yeah.
will cherish this. I'm gonna put it in one of those boxes.
He said he was, very close to you.
Yes,
I really felt that he
like I was
did.
saying, he was like a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, we were very close, and like, I even lived in the house, when Ray was living in the house with Rose, I lived there for a short time. So
I got
all the
3 of them
bedroom
living.
upstairs were taken. And then, it's funny, as I worked at this place, and my father and Ray worked at a competition place. They did the same thing, but we were all right around the corner in the street. So it was fun, and Ray and my father would race home, and they liked to go collect things, and so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm not gonna keep it long, because everybody has said stuff, but I miss Ray a lot. especially our poker and regular games. So he was a big part of my life and our life. So, thank you guys.
Anybody else?
Yeah, if anybody doesn't realize that, it was the biggest void because he'd be calling us, is this the Michaud residence? Is it? And I said, yes. He says, well, this is the other Michaud residence. It was something. Jeff, did you want to say anything?
I can't think of anything at this moment.
Okay. Did you want to say something, Phaedra, or something?
Does anybody wanna say anything?
Yeah, does anybody, first of all, Bruce, did you want to say anything about Christmas break or not, honey?
Yeah, I did. I'll tell you. He brought me the most great tour of Colorado. We went to Danny's house, and I flew out, and Ray had it all planned, but what a wonderful time, I'll tell you.
Just you and him, huh?
Yeah.
Was it just the two of you?
Just the two of us.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that
3
road.
weeks, 4 weeks?
I don't remember. Lucy might know more.
Couple weeks.
I remember that road trip, yeah.
You do, yeah, but he had a bow.
He was a great guy, I'll tell you.
I don't know if Betty has any, this is my sister Betty, but she was like, he was like a brother to her too, huh?
Actually, he was my partner at your wedding.
I didn't know, remember, but yeah, they were, because we had the brothers, Bob's brothers, and then on my side, we had my sisters and,
I'll break the ice.
oh, we got something right here, that's my brother-in-law Ron.
I recall one of the first Thanksgivings with the Michaud Hill family. My wife always corrects me when I say
Don't worry
Michaud.
about it, don't worry about it.
And I'm from New England, or from the Midwest. But computers were just starting, and Ray had one. And throughout dinner, he was talking about it, so we went over, and it was the very first time I ever had a mouse in my hand. And I can remember chasing that thing around, and he's trying to show me, he's got his hand on my hand, trying to get it to work. But that was one feast that he and Rose had hosted on Thanksgiving. Good memory.
He loved to host
Thank you,
Thanksgiving.
yeah. Anybody else is from, anybody want to talk? I was gonna get two people after, because you're from Palm, you're from this place. Anybody want to talk? Oh, Jan, and then we're gonna turn over to the west, to Palm Harbor. Huh?
I don't know, girl.
Going down.
Nice to meet you guys. You live across the street?
No, around the corner. Well, nice to meet you, I know. This is Jan.
Hi, everybody. I just have a very strong recollection of going on a cruise with Ray and Rose. It was their first cruise, I
Probably
think.
was, yep.
And you were there,
Yes, I was.
so was Bobby. But anyway, we spent a good portion of the time when we were on that cruise in the library. Every morning we go in the library and play cribbage. And that's how I learned how to play cribbage. That was another
Oh,
one of
that's
his
right.
favorite games.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed, I have a nice picture of myself with the two boys, with Bobby and Ray together in one of those fancy dining rooms. It was great.
He did quite a few cruises after that.
Yeah, he found out he loved cruising, so he doesn't.
Anybody else from Dunedin? Okay. Oh, wait a minute, we got a little lady named Lois over here. Look at these two dressed alike, oh my God, they do.
Right beside, she's right beside Russ.
I have two really good memories of Ray. The first one that I really remember is that he came across the street one day when he was over to Brenda's house, and he told me that he had a girlfriend. And I said, what? And he said, I met a girlfriend, and her name's Patricia. And I said, well, tell me about it. And he just said, well, I just thought I'd tell you that was her name. And then he just, then he just went away. The other one was probably about 15 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. And it was at Christmas time, and we were down in the little park. And that was before our park really used that park. And we were all sitting around and talking. There was probably maybe, I don't know, maybe 15 or 16 people. And I thought it was a good idea. I said, while we're all sitting here talking, what was the best, tell us all, tell each other what was the most special present that you ever got. And of course, you know, the girls had dolls and stuff like that. And then it came to Bob and Ray. And then Bob, I mean, he wanted a bicycle. That's what he wanted. And he said, and he worked so hard. He said he'd get jobs for people, no matter what. He got his money for that bicycle. And then Bob kept on going and talking about more jobs that he did and how he really appreciated that bicycle. And then it was Ray's turn. And Ray actually stood up and he said, well, I don't have a long story like that. He said, all I did was I took a little can with me on a Friday night at the liquor store. And he said, I had that can filled by the time I left that night, and I bought me a bicycle with all of the money that the guys from the people from the liquor store.
I'd like to say one more thing, and then we're gonna go to Palm Harbor.
My recollections of earlier years with Ray was that we went quite often camping to Greenfield State Park.
Yes, we went to those,
Yeah, and probably down in Willard Brook, yeah, down in Massachusetts. And I thought it was pretty good at camping. We had all our stuff together and we got it all down there. We set up and all that. But I turn around and I look at Ray, and this guy is like he's been living there for months. No, he was the camping king, as far as I'm concerned, of anybody I've ever met. And no matter what I had, he had two of them. No matter what I was gonna do, he'd already done it twice. So he set up and he broke down, everything was just so. He was very organized, and I always thought of him as the camping master.
And one time, I hate to say it, one weekend we went, do you remember it was raining? We all had tents. You had that kind of problem? Yeah, we had the tents, but guess what Ray had? He had a little kind of a camper type thing, and all of us had to go in there because it was pouring so much, we couldn't even get the tents out.
I was floating.
Floating in her tent.
I forgot that.
On an air mattress.
I had so much fun.
And I'm gonna go up to the Palm Harbor, but I wanna say hi to this gentleman. We're friends of Ray's too, right? In your name? Really? Nice to meet you.
He was a great guy.
You knew him too, huh? He was a great guy.
He sure was.
Yep. Anyways, this is the table over here that, look who's getting up. He knows the story. I love you.
I got a few.
Oh my God, I love you. Well, first of all, these are the first two we met across the street from Ray, but this guy is gonna talk while he thinks of it.
I'm going to introduce the Palm Harbor group here. We live in Lake Tarpon Village. If you know US 19 near Innsbruck, there's a restaurant that's real popular called Flapjacks. And we are in the village right behind Flapjacks on Lake Tarpon, which is one of the largest inland lakes in Florida. This is Ed and Peggy Leith. They lived right across the street from Ray on Philadelphia Boulevard in our village. This is Carol Curry, great friend in the neighborhood. Maureen is my wife, Maureen Stone. I'm John Stone. We lived a block away from Ray. Anyway, before I get to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl parties and Harbor Freight, okay? I want to talk, one of the first times I met Ray, we had a little bit in common. One of my early jobs in my career was working as an administrative assistant for a company up in Connecticut that leased copier and Xerox equipment. And I found out, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of my first conversations with Ray, he worked he fixed Xerox machines. And we got into a long conversation. I was telling him about how these guys who come into the office and they have to get into the guts of the machine and they get all the toner all over them. And they said, oh, I had my white shirts were always black from the toner, you know? And, you know, we really had a laughing conversation about my experience with leasing these machines that would break down and his experience going in and fixing them and how happy all the people were to see him because he's there to fix their equipment. So anyway, back in the village, two great parties every year, the great parties of the year. One was on March 17th, that's St. Patrick's Day. And that's Peggy and Sonny's party right across the street and everybody came. I mean, we're talking dozens of people. And every year, Ray would show up in the craziest leprechaun or whatever he was dressed as, with his orange beard and his big hat and his crazy suit and whatever it was. The crazier, the better, you know? But the party of the year, I have to say, was Ray's Super Bowl parties. First of all, to give you a little preview, every year, even before the NFL season was very much in progress, like late September, early October, knock on the door of your house. Ray never asked for an invitation. He was always welcome and he just came right in. And he's got his sheet already. I mean, we don't even know what teams are going to get in the playoffs. We don't even know what the season's going to, but he's got the sheet with the AFL champion on one side and the NFC champion on the other side. You're going to fill in, he's selling boxes. And he would spend the whole season selling boxes, and he'd come up with a new sheet if he sold out, and he'd have more boxes, you know. But at the party itself, I mean, we're talking this little house, the table in the kitchen is filled with food. He was famous for his macaroni salad. Everybody, we didn't even love that salad. We didn't even love macaroni salad. His was, you couldn't stop eating it.
I have the recipe.
Salad.
The other thing you would have is a little hot dog machine. That's the kind you'd see on the corner with the rotating hot dogs. I mean, it was such a big hit. It looked like a little carnival hot dog stand that he had in the corner. And what was really cool about this party was there'd be one huge group watching a big TV in the front room and another group watching the TV in the back room, and they were not in syncopation, okay? So one set is about 5 seconds or 7 seconds ahead of the other, and you'd hear screaming in the back, and then you'd hear screaming in the front because they're watching the play that just happened in the back. So it was like a, you know. And then the hit of the party was Ray, during the year, would go around and get these, we call them tchotchkes, these little tiny, you know, little mini flashlights and little things from Harbor Freight, and there'd be a grab bag. Everybody would get a party favor, and you'd reach in the bag and it'd give you, you know, this little, you go into the room, pick what you want, and that would be right, you know. But everybody had a great time. I just want to say he was one of the kindest people you could ever know. Ray was an example because he was always smiling. He never had a harsh word. When he would, even after he moved away from our village, you'd see him come to the Florida room, knock on the door. He'd come in, he was getting sick. And he never got down. He never said, "Woe is thee." He was just kind and happy, and he was going to take life, whatever was left, as it came. And he never cried. He never complained. He's an example that I'll never forget him.
Thank you, John. This is Peg and this is Ed. They were the first ones we ever met there. Best parties over there too.
I just want to say, repeat what John said. Ray was just the kindest, sweetest. Him and Rose were adorable. And
She loved you guys.
we loved her, you know. And
That's where
then,
she passed away too, was up there.
yeah, and then we got to meet Pat, and that was wonderful. She's always been very sweet, and she would come to our St. Patty's Day party on her birthday. I think Ray made it that she had to. I don't know if she will, but I think she enjoyed herself. And we just loved him. He was a kind, sweet person, and we got to meet Brenda and Bobby, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of good years, a lot of good
Yes, it
memories.
was. A lot of very good years.
So,
Ed, did you want to say anything? You all said anything?
I think everybody has said, everything. I really enjoyed Ray. He was the best. And his camping, we have a camp upstate New York, up by Oneonta, New York, and he managed to stop there once or twice on his way,
From New Hampshire.
up east.
I think he told us that, right? On his way back.
Yeah, and like I said, well, like we say, he's, we spoke to him a couple of times. He came to visit, after he was with Pat and stuff, and talk about being nice. He would stand on line in Publix, and if he saw a person in front of him that looked like they needed help,
God, I forgot.
he would give them like $50.
He had these gifts to these
To-
people.
yeah,
Yes, he did.
yeah.
I forgot, that's right.
And he loved doing that. He, like I say, he was really, really kind. And his choice in women was excellent because from Rose to Patricia, he was, and in between, he was really fabulous and a happy, happy guy.
Thank you so much.
So, thank you.
And this is just her friend Carol, but come to find out, she lost her honey the month after Ray. So I'm sorry for your loss too, honey, but thanks for coming today.
I love Ray too, and they
I know you did, I know.
opened the service and had a lot of
They,
people.
yeah, your husband was he was awesome. Okay, now we're gonna head to Patricia, she's gonna introduce all her group.
Right there. You can take
Oh,
it back
he's
there.
ready, that's right. This is, then when he moved in with Patricia, this is where he found these other nice people. I mean, how lucky was he to meet all these wonderful people? He was a lucky man, huh?
My name is Ray Kelly. We live in Tanglewood. And the first time I remember meeting Pat and Ray, was on the golf cart ride at either their house or our driveway. And me and Tony, we'll get on the golf cart when there's new people in the park. We'll kind of like a welcome committee. Hey, who are you? Where are you from? Whatever. But we didn't get to know Ray very long. We moved into Tanglewood April of '22, and it was just a month or two after that, we got settled in and meeting people. And I remember Ray coming up and getting off his golf cart and say, he said, "My name is Ray." And I said, "Well, you gotta be all right. My name's Ray too." And he said, "You can call me Ray." And then I added on, "You can call me Jay." And then I finished with you, "But don't call me gay." Not that there's anything wrong with it. But yeah, me and him sit and swapped recipes. We would sit in the carport and just share camping stories, looking like Spin said. We would share recipes. I love to cook too. Oh yeah, I do the cooking. My deal with her before we got married was, I'll cook, you clean. So I'll mess up every pot, pan, and spatula in the house.
You didn't have him? I didn't cook it. Ray's brother did not cook. How come I got stuck?
Well, I was single for 20 years and then learned how to feed themselves. But we'd go over, we played dominoes, and we'd go over and have wonderful soup, of course. I had my own soup recipe I had to share with them. And the eclair cake, and it brings back a memory of a dinner we had with you guys at your house. But Greg would come over, or whenever we were together, we would be sore to stomach when we partied because we swapped jokes for 20, 30 minutes and laughed the whole time our guts hurt. But I miss him. I miss him very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Okay, I know these people over here at the other table, the last table.
Right here.
Don't forget to come and look at these pictures after we eat, folks. After this,
Next-
I'm gonna
next door
let you tell
neighbors.
them. That's what I'm coming next. And these are the ones that I met right here.
Right next door.
Tom. And this lady, look at her. Isn't she, and she's got the best name you could ever ask for. Brenda! Tom, would you like to say anything?
Sure.
But they're the ones that learn how to play samba, and she's crazy, so we have to play with them now, because you come on over anytime.
Absolutely.
My wife found a place to rent down in Tarpon Springs, and back in 22, and so we rented for 1 month in Tarpon Springs and fell in love with the wonderful winters down here. And so when we went to rebook for the next year, they were all booked up 2 years in advance. So we said, well, can we find a place to purchase? We ended up purchasing in Tanglewood in May of 22. And then as the hurricanes came through, we said, well, maybe this will be the most expensive vacation we've had. But God blessed us. And when we came back for the winter of 22, we were right next door to Pat and Ray. And just been blessed. And when the holidays came and Thanksgiving Day, we were invited to come on over. So we didn't miss our family too much because we were welcomed into the Michaud group. And
Many nice dinners, we have spent a lot of holidays
Many-
together, didn't we, too?
many
Yes.
nice holidays.
Sugar pie.
Yeah, sugar
Yes,
pie.
sugar pie.
You want sugar pie? Here's
Sugar
Sugar cream pie, was-
Thank you.
yeah.
And this is the young lady that I understand, you live in there too, where do you live?
We live in Orlando.
Oh, you're the one, you're the niece?
No,
She's
she's
the
the
niece.
niece.
Oh, well, you're the niece, I didn't know, I know you took care of her when she just had her knee, and now this,
Yeah.
but this is the one that was in charge of finding the servicemen to come in for us. Thank you very much, that was very touching. We really enjoyed that a lot. And, so this is the niece that I hear so much, you were so good to your mother, whatever the stories I hear. Want to take care of me now? I'm only 83.
You're a youngster, yeah, I'll talk for a minute.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Here, have a seat, guys. Thank you.
We love Greg. I kind of get talking. He was the most positive man I've ever seen in my life. Him and Pat came over to visit my mom, and she was sick a year ago. And Pat and Ray came over to visit Aunt Rita. Pat is my dad's sister, and the youngest person in the family still remaining. Our family has counted on Patricia. She has such a good heart. She's helped everyone in our family. And when her and Ray got together, I thought, this is a good match. We loved Ray from day one. And we were so happy to see Pat get
A good man.
a good man in her life, because I knew she had so much to give, and Ray had so much to give. I'm so glad that they got together. I saw them go camping. She sent pictures of them at the state park over by Crystal Springs, Hillsborough River State Park.
Yeah.
It was one of the first places they went.
Yeah.
Hillsborough River State Park, yeah. And I thought, well, Pat is an experienced camper. She used to go camping, and she really found a guy who loved to do that. But we were very happy to see such a happy couple together. They complimented each other so well. And Pat just said the other day, she was shooting at him years earlier.
I know.
She didn't have enough time with him. And how she cared for Ray, I could see it, and it was just beautiful. She's an inspiration for us all.
Nice to meet you, Claire. And these two ladies over here, this one here was her sister-in-law, and come to find out that she had just lost her husband a week before Ray. I met your husband, he was very sweet, very nice.
He passed away a week before, and, you're right, all the things you say about Pat too, because she has been a helper in this family, 10 children, and,
She was the youngest.
she helps everybody.
She was the youngest.
Yes. And the first time I met Ray, we were all at a restaurant in Tarpon, Murray and Nancy and Pat, and we had a bunch of others, and when he walked in, I thought, oh, this little shrimpy
Shrimpy woman, no way.
Sorry, Pat. But anyway, I went over to him and I said, you're mighty brave coming here. I said, she's got 2 older brothers that are here. They're guarding the rest of them. And he said, I'm not worried about that. But, and we were campers. He is a camper. I learned some things about how they did. And not only that, he liked to cook. And she invited us to stay and have lunch. And that was it. He made onion soup. And that was the best onion soup I ever had. So.
And last but not least, thank you guys. Now this young lady, you wanna talk about her?
Nope.
This is Patricia's,
Don't say anything bad.
this is Patricia's best friend that came, is it Georgia? Phew, I got the right state, thank God. Anyways, did you wanna say anything? You just happy for your friend?
I'm happy, yes, but my introduction to Ray was also on the computer.
Oh.
Because when she found him, she was at my house.
Oh, I didn't know that story.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
She was on the computer the whole time. I didn't spend any time with her. She said, come here, look at this. And I was thinking, oh Lord, you know. And she's on the computer and she's going, they didn't put a picture on here. Why didn't they put a picture on
That
here?
is
You don't
too
remember
funny.
that?
I don't remember being at your house, but I remember
Yeah.
there was no picture, there was just
There
a
was
shadow.
no picture, and she just would scroll more and more, and then they started talking, and, so was my introduction to Ray. And then, of course, I had come down and met him, and Patricia and him came up a few times,
Yeah.
and we just had a good time, and he was such a special person, such a
Certainly
kind
was.
person, and so helpful to
Yeah.
everybody he met.
Well, nice. And your name again?
It's Robin.
Robin, I'm sorry, but Robin only has how many pets, goats? 4, only 4. And they are the cute ones, very cute. But anyways, and last but not least, I don't know if you want to, you don't have to, yeah, this is Patricia's daughter, Phaedra.
Yes.
And the handsome husband Jim over there, they're the ones that did all the decorating, they did all the stuff. So Jeffrey also was the one that did all the pictures. My son Jeffrey was the one, and the ones on the TV and everything, that's who that is. But here, here's Phaedra, I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I'll never get it, because once you get it in your head, you never get it right.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm so thankful that my mom did meet Ray and that they got to go and do things together. And that was one of the requirements. It was true when she said that they had to walk. So, yeah, so making sure that they could walk and do things. And he was just fantastic. And a lot of the different things I hear, I'm like, yep, you know, the macaroni salad, yep. And learning new games. My husband and I, we actually learned dominoes.
You did?
Yeah.
You like
And
it?
we've went
He
over
likes
a
it
few
now,
times.
too.
And it's a super cool game. But yeah, he was just a really sweet guy, very giving. That was another thing someone said, very giving. You know, he would even offer, I had a Girl Scout troop and, you know, just I'd be talking about things that we were doing or whatever. Do you need anything? You need anything? No, we're good. But yeah, he always wanted to help out any way he could. So, yeah, but I'm just thankful to have met him, my husband and I. We're thankful for that, and that you got to spend time with my mom and my mom with him.
Thank you.
I was just gonna say one more thing, if you guys didn't know. Pat just, what was it, a couple days ago, got a sympathy cat that someone had given her. Oh, who is it?
My girlfriend, I said, she has cats she's rehoming,
Oh.
and I wanted a lap cat.
Is he one? Is he a lap cat?
Oh, yeah, she's a lap cat.
Well, and she's 12 years old, so she's well seasoned and everything, but
Yeah.
the poor Patricia, just 2 days ago, the cat was behind her and she was backing up. She fell over, broke her wrist, broke her arm, I think part of her would.
Hurt my back,
Hurt her
my
back.
lower back.
So poor thing, was supposed to, wanted to come, and do a lot, but she's wearing her cast.
Lovely daughter.
So poor Patricia.
How's the cat?
Well, when I stepped back and the cat went, "Ah!" Then I jumped and I think I just fell over backwards because I hit my head several times.
But I'm glad she didn't hurt her new knee.
Yes. She just had-
Go through that rehab again.
I know.
Yes, because
I had a new knee put in, and Teresa took care of me because I went to Orlando to have it.
Yeah.
So Teresa and Kathy took care of me.
Protect the knee, protect the knee.
So,
that is also why we waited too for
right.
this, because it was too much, and then we figured when the snowbirds were coming back, we could all do it then, so that's what happened there. Does anybody else want to say anything before we close? And we're gonna have, look at the beautiful luncheon there.
Yep.
Well, I just want to say this, there's a little poem that I found out. It says, "I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun, of happy memories that I leave when life is done." Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Now lunch is served. I don't know, is there a special way you want to, anybody just go up? Any special tables, or how do you want to do?